Hello and welcome everyone to Women Speakers Association's WSA TV premiere show. I'm Laura Rubenstein, your host, producer, and digital media marketing strategist. Today we have an incredible topic, an incredible guest, and we're going to dive right into how to leverage media, take that next level leap. It's kind of a mystery out there. So without further ado, I want to say hello to Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, hey guys, coming to you from Miami today. Thank you for having me.
So glad you're here. Tell us what you do, real quick.
So I'm the founder and executive producer of Binge Networks. I came from the TV industry. I was a talk show host and have produced over 700 shows and a full feature film. And basically, what we do is we help any content creator, so a speaker, an author, an entrepreneur, a Facebooker, a YouTuber, get their content featured on 50 television outlets. So very unique, very different. We have a front end network that operates just like Netflix or Hulu. But what's unique about us is we have syndication on 50 different media outlets.
That is phenomenal. So you're definitely qualified to talk about how to take the next level leap into media and what that means. And it sounds like you even have a very special cutting edge way to do that.
We do, yes, yeah. We work mainly with OTT and smart television networks, which is very cutting edge. It's very in the now. It's where people are watching their television and consuming media. So it's been very effective in helping hundreds of people get in front of millions of eyeballs.
You know, it's almost a little overwhelming to hear about. And so I want to take a step back and we'll get more into the OTT world and what you do. But what advice do you have and where can we start for women speakers to start to take that leap to level up their business using media?
Yeah, so the first thing is you need to get yourself out there, right? So even if you're a highly successful speaker, speaking engagements are few and far between. You know, there might be sometimes a month or a couple of weeks between each one. And you need to stay current, you need to stay fresh and get your face out there. The challenge is that social media is so overpopulated. It is so, you're competing, there's so much noise there. And so, what you want to do is you want to establish yourself as the expert in your particular field. And media is such a great way to do this. Whether you're creating a video series or maybe you do question and answer segments. But again, media is just a strong way for you to be able to let people know, hey, I'm here. I have valuable information and resources, and I would love to be the next speaker at your event.
And where should they start to do that? Let people know.
So there's so many different ways. I mean, obviously the hope would be with a Binge Networks TV channel. So many people are familiar with YouTube. Maybe they're producing content on Facebook Live, and these are all great mediums. However, as we've all heard, people are starting to get censored. There's a lot of, different rules and things that are changing as far as content distribution is concerned. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're available on multiple platforms. You want to make sure that you're not just one place. So God forbid you had a YouTube channel and then all of a sudden YouTube takes it down as they have been doing. You don't want to lose your whole business. So the goal is you want to be as many places as possible, basically repurposing. You may have heard that word. And that's really what we help people do is we help them repurpose one piece of content, whether they created it on their iPhone or they created it on Facebook Live and get it in 50 different outlets so that they can be consumed by so many different audiences.
That's brilliant to be able to do the work once, have it out there in multiple venues and places and spaces online. Who would be like the ideal candidate for this or who should consider doing this?
Really anybody. So what we specialize in is really amplifying and getting that content into many different places. So whatever the content is sort of, I don't want to say it's irrelevant because it definitely matters to that audience, but my point is we can help so many different people. So whether you are a mompreneur and you're talking or creating content on, how to potty train your child, or you're a super cutting edge speaker that works at the C level that helps people get to that, next up level. Really anywhere in between, we can help you too. It's really just all about positioning yourself, knowing how to work with media, and then creating content and getting it out on multiple outlets.
And so say a speaker or a mom takes you up on this, right? And they say, okay, I'm ready to go get my own channel up. Is that what they're doing, getting a channel up? Yeah.
Just like you have on YouTube. You have a channel, but we're very different in that you now have it 50 places.
Cool. So what do you think will be their first gain or over time gain that when they put their content out there?
So the first thing is you want to be really clear with any media or anything that you're doing to market yourself. Be very clear on what your outcome is. I can't tell you how. Oh my god, it makes me shiver when I turn on my Facebook and people are just in their car. They're like, "Oh, I'm going live, dragging the kid to school." You're like, "Oh no, 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 that's not what that was made for," because you want to be very strategic about any type of message that you're communicating. So with any media, really look at what is your end goal. Is your end goal to book more speaking engagements? Is your end goal to get more coaching or consulting clients? And then work backwards from there. And so specifically what that could look like is when you come on board, you get a channel on Binge, and maybe identify a 12, say I'm going to do 12 videos over the next 3 months. Maybe 8 of those are just going to be facts and tips and value packed information. And then 4 of those are going to be asking for something. So still giving value, but then saying, hey, if you want to book me for your next event, go here. And that's really how people will utilize media best. And then to answer your question, what is possible? Well, we have people that have booked, $10,000 package clients from the other side of the world. We have people that have sold products, that have sold books, that have sold services. We actually just launched our own pay-per-view service. So we now are, competing with what Netflix offers, where you could say, hey, I've got this amazing 12 episode series. The first 3 are free, and then it's $9.99 to watch the rest of them. And then you're earning money on your content. So there's many different ways, but the point is you really want to be strategic and you want to use any media to get your outcomes met.
I love that the platform is so diverse that you can do the pay-per-view, you can do the content delivery and call to action that a speaker could use it to ask people to hire them. There's so much you can create. You can create experiences like entertaining experiences. Like if you're got a talent, bring it in or you can do on location things there. Do you have to have some special equipment? Like how does one have to create their own content or do you create it?
We don't create anymore. So we have created over 700 TV episodes. And let me tell you, as a producer, that's enough. So it was a lot of work. That's how our brand started, our media company started, because I was a talk show host in New York City. But really these days, what's so amazing to me after just 4 years since I've been on the air is that you can produce quality content for very little. So I'm going to break it down right now for you guys since we're here. Let's just talk about it. You and I both are using what's called a Diva Light. If you're not familiar, you can get them on Amazon. They're around $100. It's a circular light that makes you look amazing. Like I literally got ready in like 5 minutes today. But the Diva Light makes you look like you spent at least an hour and a half. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you want good quality audio. And I'm probably violating that today because I don't have my microphone on, but you can get a microphone for your iPhone for about $20 on Amazon. And then I'm going to tell on myself, this is not a library. This is a piece of wallpaper from Home Depot. So you can create a really nice set. I think this was $79. I put a couple of tchotchkes, my 3 favorite books, my little hashtag sign, and my plant Debbie are here. And so all of a sudden you have a great looking set. You have good quality lighting. And I'm using my computer, but a lot of times I just use my iPhone to film. And this, what I just explained to you, even 4 years ago, it took a production team of 10, about 20 lights, and a crew of 5 or 6 people filming, and then editors and money and all of these things. So my point being, you really don't have to spend a lot of money to create great quality content today.
I love that we can do this so easy and it can be still high quality. I love your backdrop. That's great that it's a piece of wallpaper and you just put it on the wall. That's fabulous. They're always coming up with great things, even looks better than a green screen. So easy, so nice. And I was like, how did she get all those white books behind her? That's great.
People aren't like, how did you build a global media empire? They're like, how did you get all those white book covers? I'm like, really? That's your question?
That's great. And I want to just give a shout out to those of you who are watching. Thanks for being here. Taryn Lee and Jen Nelson, hey, and Smith Mars, thanks for being here and commenting. We hear you. We're welcoming you. Anybody else want to say hello or give us some likes and inspiration? We're here for you. And if you have any questions for Bonnie, she is a media mogul and expert in taking that next level leap in your media and totally inspiring. I mean, what you've said today, Bonnie, has really just inspired me to do more. You know, like live stream is one thing, but now getting it out into 50 channels, just taking the same content and putting it out there. So what does it take to do that on Binge? And what are these 50 networks you're talking about?
Yeah, let's dive in. So firstly, I want to say happy birthday to Jen because it's her birthday from Ladies Go Live. And then as far as the 50 channels, so we work with what's called smart TV, or you might have heard the term OTT. It's a fancy term that just means accessing video content without paying for a cable bill. So when you watch your Netflix or your Amazon Prime or Hulu, that's OTT. Don't let that word scare you. The networks that we work with are the tops, the Apple, Amazon Fire, Roku, Android, iOS, Sharp TV. So the way that it works is that if you have a television produced after or manufactured after 2014, you simply turn it on, go in the App Store, type in Binge Networks, and up pops our network. So it's pretty remarkable. Now, the ones that I mentioned, we're all familiar with. Apple TV, Roku is the #1 video consumption site in the world. But there's also many others like Chong Media out of China that have 100 million subscribers. So 4 times the amount that Apple has, that are super valuable and super powerful, but people have never heard of them. So that was really our strategy. 3 years ago when we started this part of the network, we really targeted what people were saying was going to be the next big craze. And I'm so grateful that now 3 years later, it really is. I mean, there are tens of thousands, in some cases, hundreds of thousands of subscribers on these networks. So that's what we do. And the way that we work, it's very seamless. Once you upload a video, or we also have an auto-publish feature that you can publish directly from Facebook Live. So if that's your thing, you can do Facebook Live, use our repurpose gateway, boom, go off on your day, go for a run, go do what you need to do, and your video shows up on our channel and all 50 networks right away. So it's pretty remarkable and it's pretty simple to use, but the power, as I said, to get in front of these audiences can be really a game changer for people.
I know a lot of people getting way more comfortable with live streaming, and that one thing you just said about going live and simultaneously being able to go on Binge, which then, is that right, simultaneously goes on these 50 different outlets, including the Chong Network. Now let me talk about this Chong Network. I've not heard about it before, but tell me, is this Chinese speaking people? Will they understand English?
We do, yeah. I mean, most people in China do speak, I don't know the stats, but many, many, many do speak English. But it's people looking for American content. And so that's what's so interesting about these networks is that even though they're global, we're very strong in Latin America, we're strong in Europe, but so much of the content, you know, they're either bilingual or English speaking, or there can be subtitles. But yeah, it's tremendous. And you guys will start to see, if you're not familiar, like now it will, your reticular activator system, it will start to put those things in your awareness, that you'll start to be reading all of these articles like, oh my gosh, you know, this is the next big wave. And like I said, it's really exciting for us mostly to hear the stories of what happens for people once they have a Binge channel. And it's all over the map, like literally, you know, every day we get feedback on, oh my gosh, this happened, or someone, you know, we just literally a few hours ago launched the pay-per-view, and we have our first movie up on the Big Top channel, and you know it's $4.99, and we got a purchase. We're like, oh my god! It's an exciting time, and it's great for people, especially like speakers and authors that want to promote themselves. It's a really great way to do it for very little investment. I mean, having a channel in Binge is generally less than running a Facebook ad, you know, per month, running one Facebook ad. So it's a really, really great way to get into television and get your message out there.
So it's accessible to anyone. It goes to millions of people instantly. You have the opportunity to put on pay-per-view content. Does that have to meet certain requirements?
No, we basically we approve the content that we have on the channel. So we're not going to let any Yahoo on there. There's a couple of steps you have to do. We need to know what type of content it is, make sure it doesn't violate any the guidelines. But once you have your channel, it's really up to you what type of content. And the interesting thing, what we've been noticing lately, is it's sort of self-policing. Like there were a few people that had content that maybe they weren't putting, the best they could do into it. And they really started to up level because, as you can see now that we're shifting, a lot of shows that we have are of like a Netflix quality or high production quality. So people are starting to really up their game, or just even putting a backdrop and good lighting makes such a difference than having a messy room behind you. Yeah.
I love that idea. Absolutely. So tell me how, Taryn Lee is asking, can you share the URL to Binge, please? And are there difference if they want to, do they just go to bingenetworks.tv for everything?
Here's the best way. So if you go to bingechannels.com, that is
Okay.
where you can learn about having a channel at Binge. So that's our sort of application process to have a channel. Bingenetworks.tv, you can also click on apply for a channel at the top of that page, but that's going to be where you watch the content. So you can go in there, you can find over 4,000 shows. I think we have 200 something channels. We just acquired all of the shows from Foodie TV, which is 50 different chef shows. So we're literally growing, like it's almost like gremlins, like we're multiplying by the day over here. We can hardly keep up.
If people have a channel elsewhere already, like maybe they already have a Roku channel, is it okay to also go to Binge?
Absolutely. We're one more point. And again, going back to the it's crazy that we're having these conversations, but the whole censorship thing and everything that's happening. I just actually 2 weeks ago was in New York City at Creator Summit by Her, and heard the head of content for Facebook and also YouTube talking. And it's like mind boggling what's happening. So my point in sharing that is that you want to have control. With Binge, you have control over your channel. We're not going to just turn it off. But also you want to make sure you're diversifying. Don't take down your LinkedIn channel or this or that, or you want to make sure you're as many places as possible so you set yourself up for success. So that's what we're all about. And that's how we created our network. We just found that we were in so many places that we were getting so much publicity that we're like, hey, this is a thing. Let's make this a network.
And what if somebody has a podcast? Is there a way to turn that into a TV channel?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have a partnership with a company called Repurpose.io. It's a third-party software that basically you can do any podcast feed with iTunes, Stitcher, Listen. It will take your audio file, it will turn it into an MP4, wrap it, put all of your data. So everything that appears, keywords, everything, anywhere else it's published, it will publish it to your Binge channel and then out to all 50 automatically. So again, you can set it up one time, you spend maybe 15 minutes setting everything up, writing those rules, then you go on with your life, and now all of a sudden you have this syndicated show.
What kind of budget should people put forth towards taking their next level leap?
Yeah, so with Binge, we make it super affordable. We didn't know that the industry went up so much and that we're undercharging. So, oh well, we're just going to pass that on. So we don't have to redo the price sheet. But basically, we have packages that start, all of our packages are for a 1-year period. And the first ones start right around $120 a month. And then they go up from there, just depending on what type of exposure you want. So if you go to bingechannels.com, you can find all 4 of our packages. We also can finance. So if somebody knows they want to do this and they're maybe just don't have that money lying around right now, you can do PayPal credit, and they give you 6 months to pay with 0% interest. So we really try to take away any barrier so that you can get your content up and running and, and get it out there. Oh, we have a guest appearance. So I know you said no animals running around, but this is Ginger. They literally did say that in their materials, but she has a show on the network too. So there's all kinds of content that you can find there. And and it's really just about, our mission is to help you get your message out there.
That's awesome. Hi, Ginger. Thanks for bringing her on the show. She's so cute. So it's very accessible. And is there an onboarding process? Is this, a self-serve, or do you have somebody help people get this done?
Yeah, so we tried to create a network that was everything that I loved and nothing I didn't. So we have very supportive customer service. We've heard this time and time again. So the way that it works, when you go to bingechannels.com and register for your channel, immediately you'll get an email from us that says, here's what we need. We need a thumbnail and we need a slider. Once you send that in, and the next day, really, Daniela, who's in charge of our client services, she'll reach out to you. She'll get your channel up and running, let you know all of your next steps. If you're doing pay-per-view, she lets you, you tell her what I want to charge. You know, this clip is $9.99, or I want to charge $9.99 a month for people to be part of my network. We do all of that on the back end for you. And then basically they're there to support you. So if anything were to happen, if you're like, I can't upload this video, she's there to support you with that. And then we also are constantly giving you tips and strategies. So we look at what's working and trending for people, and then we'll share that. We have a weekly newsletter where we share out, you know, like what to binge on and what's new. But really, again, we're all about, you know, like anything that we see that's working for people, we want to circulate that. And then we also have a 30-day quick start program. So when you join with your binge channel, you get emails, not every day, but for 30 days, you get some emails and different production tips, just kind of like what I showed you here of how to build a set. We've got people that teach you how to do makeup. We've got, you know, all kinds of best practices.
And I wanted to mention that Women Speakers Association actually does have a channel, and we put up content there. And you can find this by going to the Binge Network, bingenetworks.tv, and then scrolling down to the, well, clicking on genres, you said, right?
Exactly. And women in business.
And then we are the sponsor of the Women in Business channel. I'm actually going to share my screen to show you what that looks like. This channel's right here, and we've got Women in Business content for you, and we are the sponsor of this channel. So it's awesome. We thank you for that opportunity, and we love being a part of Binge Networks, and we welcome other people to join and find out more at bingechannels.com and take that next level leap. I wanted to know from you, Bonnie, though, tell us, what have you gained from Women Speakers Association? What value is it in your world?
Yeah, I mean, okay, first, one more point on that, and then I'll start with the value because there's so many. But the first thing is with also when you come on board with a binge channel, so today, if you register for your channel, we're also going to include you under that genre. So you're going to have your own channel, but then you're going to be sort of grouped together. So anyone searching for speakers, women speakers, women in business, they're going to find you. Just wanted to add that point. So as far
Awesome.
for value, and this is really like probably the most important thing in my life, is that it's the network. So the people that we've connected with, the resources, the like amazing women that we've met so far through your network is by far the tremendous value. You know, anyone can tell you, here's 10 things to do or not do on stage, or here's 5 colors that are great on camera. But at the end of the day, it's really the people, it's the connections. I met Melanie probably 15 years ago. I was the producer for Christopher Howard training events, and she had come through, and it's like so insane. I ran into her at New Media Summit. I was one of the icons there, and then it was like boom, instant, like not a day had missed, you know. And so I think that's so important when you're out there, especially as entrepreneurs. Like we have a team now that works in our office, but when I was working alone, oh my god, it gets so lonely. And so to have someplace you can go, even just if it's the Facebook page that day, or you know, come to the binge channel and to see your friendly faces and get support, I think is tremendous.
I agree. And I think we're getting some agreement from some of our chats here. Hi, Laura. Hi, Smith. Thank you. You're welcome for the information. Taryn, Lee, glad to have you here. It's just a pleasure to have you, to inspire us to take that next level leap, to provide the platform. Thank you for your generosity, for your incredible work. I know it's not something you just wake up and spend 15 minutes doing. It's a little more work than that. So I want to acknowledge that, acknowledge you, and thank you for being here. We will talk again soon, I know, and we'll see you on the Binge Networks TV. And we'll be back for another episode of Women Speakers Association's WSA TV premiere show next week. Have a wonderful week. Check out WSATV.com for all of our shows, and also on the Binge channel, on the Binge Networks.tv channel genre. Look for the Women in Business section under genres. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.